Have you ever looked at your to-do list, know exactly what needs to get done, had the skills, had the knowledge, had the time, and yet somehow you still couldn't start? So you beat yourself up, you call yourself lazy, unmotivated, undisciplined. You tell yourself you need to push harder, try harder, wake up earlier, drink another cup of coffee, listen to another podcast, read another productivity or self-help book. But what if I told you the problem isn't that you're lazy? The problem is that your nervous system has been stuck in survival mode for so long that your body has mistaken exhaustion for safety. And if you don't understand this, you'll spend years trying to fix your mindset when the real issue is happening inside your physiology. Today, I want to challenge one of the most damaging beliefs high performing women carry, because what looks like laziness is often nervous system dysregulation in disguise. And once you understand the difference, everything changes. Here's my opinion. Most productivity advice is accidentally making women sicker because it assumes that every person who isn't taking action lacks motivation. But that's simply not true. Some people aren't procrastinating because they're lazy. They're procrastinating because their nervous system is overwhelmed. There's a massive difference here. One requires discipline, the other requires regulation. If you treat dysregulation with discipline, you often create even more dysregulation. It's like pressing harder on the gas pedal while the parking brake is still engaged. The engine works harder, but you don't actually move very far. Eventually, something burns out. So, for many women, that something is their health, their hormones, their sleep, their relationships, their joy. A client once came to me convinced she had become lazy. This woman had built a successful career, raised children, supported aging parents, managed a household, led a team, volunteered in her community. The woman was extraordinary. She actually sat across from me in tears, saying, "Rita, I don't recognize myself anymore. I can't seem to do simple things. Emails felt overwhelming, laundry felt overwhelming, making decisions felt overwhelming. Even things she enjoyed felt overwhelming." She wasn't lazy. She wasn't overloaded. She was actually overwhelmed. For years, her body had been carrying stress without completing that stress cycle. Every demand had been added to the backpack. Nothing had been removed. Eventually, her nervous system stopped asking, "Can I handle this?" and started asking, "How do I conserve energy so I can survive?" That's not laziness. That is adaptation. Let's talk about how something really fascinating, how your nervous system has only one primary job: to keep you alive, not to be productive, not to be successful, not to be efficient, alive. And when your nervous system detects that, whether it's a deadline, conflict, financial pressure, people pleasing, emotional stress, or even perfectionisms, even years of constantly putting everyone else first, it reallocates resources. Your body becomes less interested in growth, less interested in creativity, less interested in long-term goals, and more interested in immediate survival. Makes sense, right? This is why chronic stress often looks like brain fog, indecision, procrastination, forgetfulness, fatigue, avoidance, difficulty concentrating, and loss of motivation. Not because you're broken, but because your nervous system is prioritizing safety over performance. What's even more fascinating, at least to me, is that many women don't recognize they're stressed because they're still functioning. They still show up, they still work, they still take care of everyone else, they still get things done. They've become so accustomed to operating under pressure that stress feels normal. But functioning isn't the same thing as thriving. Let me repeat that. Functioning isn't the same thing as thriving. You can be highly functional and profoundly dysregulated at the same time. Many women live there for years. Here's something we don't talk about enough. The nervous system doesn't just respond to present threats, it actually responds to patterns. So, if your life taught you that love was earned through achievement, your nervous system remembers. If you learned that rest was lazy, your nervous system remembers. If you learned that your needs come second, your nervous system remembers. And if you learned that being strong meant carrying everything alone, your nervous system remembers. Your body is always asking, what helped me survive before? Then it repeats those strategies. Remember, it wants to keep you alive and it wants to conserve as much energy as possible. Take that least stressful path, least path of resistance, even when they're no longer helping you, these strategies that helped you before. And now I don't want to blame our parents or upbringing or anything else. This is not a blame game. This is about awareness, bringing this to your awareness and accepting what is. But there's always hope, right? There is hope that we can change. We can address these patterns. This is why some women feel guilty when they rest, because they have this pattern. Their nervous system interprets rest as danger. Think about that for a moment. Imagine being physically exhausted, yet feeling anxious when you stop. I've definitely had that. And that's not a motivation problem. That's a regulation problem. And it explains why vacations don't always fix burnout. Many women take time off, including myself. I can definitely see this in me, yet spend the entire vacation feeling restless, unable to settle, unable to enjoy, unable to fully recover. Why? Because the body hasn't learned how to feel safe in stillness. Now let's raise the stakes here for a moment, because this isn't just about productivity. This is about the trajectory of your life. When nervous system dysregulation becomes chronic, decision making suffers, relationships suffer, creativity suffers, leadership suffers, health suffers. Research continues to show that chronic stress influences, right? Stress is that silent killer, right? And that silent killer that not many of us realize, because it is silent. It doesn't really scream until it's almost too late. But when stress is high and it's chronic, sleep quality suffers, cognitive performance, emotional regulation, cardiovascular health, and overall well-being. And here's the best part actually, that concerns me the most. Many women assume the answer is simply to push harder. But you cannot outperform a chronically dysregulated nervous system forever. Eventually, the bill comes due. Sometimes it arrives as burnout, sometimes anxiety, sometimes chronic fatigue, sometimes emotional numbness, or maybe even a health scare. The feeling that you've built a successful life, but no longer feel connected to it. So what do we do? Well, first, stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what is my nervous system trying to protect me from? So, what's wrong with me? Stop asking that question, because there is nothing wrong with you. And start asking, what is my nervous system trying to protect me from? That single question creates compassion, and compassion creates awareness, and awareness creates change. Second, start noticing your activation cues. Before burnout comes, signals come. Your body whispers before it screams. Before burnout, your body will send you signals. So pay attention. Are your shoulders constantly tense? Are you holding your breath while working? Do you feel guilty resting? Do you feel urgency around everything? Do you struggle to stay still? Do you wake up tired despite sleeping? These are often clues that your system has been carrying more than it was designed to carry alone. Third, learn to complete stress cycle. What does this mean? Well, this is where many people get stuck. They think stress management means reducing stress, but life will always contain stress. There will always be a stressful situation to deal with. The goal isn't eliminating stress, because that is not realistic unless you live on a deserted island by yourself. But that could also be stressful. The goal is teaching your body how to move through it. Movement helps, breath work helps, laughter helps, connection helps, tears help, nature, of course, helps, and music helps. The body was designed to experience stress and then return to safety. The problem is many people experience stress but never return. So I'd like to give you a simple practice right now, wherever you are. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Unclench your jaw. Place both feet on the floor. Now inhale gently through your nose for 4 seconds. Pause and then exhale slowly for 8. Let's inhale 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Inhale. Pause. Exhale slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice what changed. Notice your thoughts, your body, because leadership starts in the body. Confidence starts in the body. Calm starts in the body. Presence starts in the body. The nervous system is always listening. The question is, what message are you sending it? So here's a challenge I want to leave you with this week. The next time you catch yourself saying, I'm lazy, what's wrong with me? Pause. Replace it with, my nervous system may need support. Notice how different those statements feel. One creates shame, the other creates curiosity. And curiosity opens the door to healing. Because the truth is, most high-performing women don't need another productivity hack. They don't need another planner. They don't need another morning routine. They don't need another reason to push harder. What they need is permission to stop treating every signal from their body like an inconvenience. Your body isn't working against you. It's communicating with you. And the moment you start listening, you stop fighting yourself, you start leading yourself, and that changes everything. If this resonated with you, I'd love to know, have you ever mistaken nervous system exhaustion for laziness? Share your experience in the comments. And if you know a woman who's been caring too much for too long, send this video to her. It might be exactly what she needs to hear. Until next time, remember, the goal isn't to become someone new. The goal is to create enough safety within your nervous system that the healthiest version of you can finally emerge. I'll see you next time on the Breathwork Barista channel, and have a beautiful day. Ciao for now.